G'day guys, in this episode I go through every single thing we do to ingrain culture throughout my businesses. Everything from what we do on a daily ritual basis to what do we do weekly, what do we do monthly, what do we do quarterly, what do we do annually, to ensure that not only are we on culture, but we're living our values and progressing toward our mission and our vision. Some of what I talk about in this episode is probably not what you'd expect. Let me know what you think in the comments below once you watch the episode.
Run, 28 and I'm trying to shape history. Pulling from the sky for some strength to take with me. Line up the stars, fly away quickly and push the world forward like a tidal wave hit me. I ride the wave swiftly, I fear no man. Check my titles, mate, quickly. Came from the sky with the light of day in.
Today's question comes from Laura. She's asked this a few times. She says, Jack, would love to revisit my question I had a few weeks ago. It was, how do you measure that your own culture and vision, mission and values of the entourage are being met? Then she said, it was something like that. I've been flying today too. Brain hurts in New Zealand.
Laura? Love that. Laura, I can relate to flying too much and having your brain hurt all too well. I don't even have a love-hate relationship with airports right now. I have a hate relationship with it. Come back from Europe recently, it was a 3-day journey because Eddie don't know how to fly planes on time, nor do they know how to bring your luggage with you. And I've been flying way too much, so I can relate all too well. Question, how do you keep the culture ingrained? Firstly, it's really, your question is a very important one, which is probably why Rosie has selected it, because you can't just run off love, trust and pixie dust, right? That's not enough. When you have 3 or 6 staff members, the magic is relatively inherent, right? Like that energy and that camaraderie and that team feel and that trust and that relationship is there because it's 6 people. You're in an office the size of your bedroom. You might be in the office in your bedroom. And did that sound weird? What I meant to say is you might be working from home and you might have your team there. When you get bigger, you need to bottle the magic, right? You need to bottle that camaraderie. So culture needs to become something structural, dynamics, the heartbeat of it, the vibe of it, the spirit of it, the vision, the mission, the values, the mechanics. How do you actually ingrain that throughout an organization? So let me go through everything from what we do, because the answer to this question could go for literally 10 episodes. I could talk about it for days. And in workshops in our scale program, I do talk about it literally for days. So let me give you the 5-minute version. Daily. We have daily rituals that we do throughout the team that ensure the culture and the camaraderie and the recognition of progress toward mission is recognized, right? An example of that would be a bell ringing. Whenever one of our entrepreneur development managers enrolls someone into one of our programs at the Entourage, they get up, they ring a bell, everybody in the office runs over. If the person who has just joined one of our programs is there, like they have 80 people standing around them, and we ask them to tell their story, right? Which is probably quite confronting, but also quite rewarding for the person that's just joined one of our programs. If they're on the phone, they might have a phone there and they're sort of talking through the phone to everybody on speaker. That's what we do, right? That's a month. So what does that demonstrate? Firstly, it demonstrates progress toward mission. Secondly, it helps the people that join our program understand just how much we care that they've just joined our program. And so that's one way that we bottle the magic. That happens whether I'm there or not. That happens whether the execs are there or not. It just happens. It's a daily ritual. The other thing we do weekly is we do weekly vital signs, right? And this hasn't been happening to the degree that it needs to. We don't do it perfectly. However, we are going, I'm going to start putting a focus on it now. I actually sent an email about this exact thing this morning. Weekly vital signs, which is 30 minutes. So every single person in the organization has 30 minutes with their direct manager every single week. First 10 minutes is 10 minutes for them personally to be heard. What challenges are going on personally and professionally? What objectives do they have? What goals do they have personally and professionally? Second 10 minutes is a review of their KPIs and the performance over the previous week. Final 10 minutes is a review of what they're doing in the upcoming week, right? And so that builds relationship between manager and direct report. It builds trust, it builds visibility, it builds accountability, and it means that every single person in the organization, manager and direct reports included, understand where they're winning and where they're not, right? So that's daily, weekly, monthly. It's really around reportability, and we do a monthly founders address, right? So once a month I stand in front of our entire team. Everybody takes 90 minutes. It's often 2 hours because I don't stop talking. And I talk to them about what they've achieved in the last month and what's coming up over the next month and what's coming up over the next year and what's coming up over the next 3 years, right? So we're doing that on a monthly basis to go, this is how we're progressing. This is where we're meeting values. This is how we're progressing towards mission. I keep referring to mission because while we talk about vision, vision is accomplished through the achievement of the mission. And so if we just focus on mission, which is to become the world's #1 education institution for entrepreneurs, for those of you that aren't familiar with it, it's by doing that we achieve our vision, which is the contribution-centric purpose of pushing civilization forward by enabling more people to live on purpose. And so by achieving this, we achieve that. So we focus on this while remembering why, right? Then on a quarterly basis, we do culture weeks. So our values, we've got 7 core values now. I sort of, what did I do? Consolidate them from 10 to 7 a few months ago. Firstly, we translate those values to behaviors. So every value in our organization has 9 different behaviors that somebody can do to embody and exhibit that particular value. So it takes it from a principle to 9 behaviors. So it's a bit more practical and specific for our team. And so on our quarterly cultural reviews, it's a performance review because performance is culture. Culture is performance. Don't get it twisted, guys. Culture isn't love, trust, and pixie dust. And, oh, by the way, we need to perform. That's not fucking culture. Culture is, are we winning? Are we progressing? And by the way, are we happy and engaged and cooperating and, being respectful toward one another and loving toward one another along the way, right? That's culture. So it's all part of the same. So quarterly cultural reviews, we assess the performance of each individual, which comes from job descriptions, KPIs, all of, the systems that are in place, as well as a values assessment, which is a conversation. It's not, I think, so each manager does it with each direct report. Again, if you've got 5 staff, you do it with the 5 staff if they're your direct reports. And we then have a conversation around how you think you're embodying the values and how you think you can take it one step further, right? And then, so that's daily, weekly, monthly, quarterly, annually, our annual results. So again, that's not how much did we high five over the last 12 months. It's, did we achieve our fucking forecasts? Did we achieve our budgets? And if we did, and there's an HR component to that as well. So we do HR surveys and all of that. So it's not about achieving results at any cost, but have we achieved the results and have we done it in a way that has stretched our people just enough so that they feel like they have grown but aren't burnt out and they are happy? If we've done all of that from each and every day right through to a 12-month view, then we know we are on culture. We know we're progressing toward our mission. That's a really good question because there was probably more performance-orientated measurements in that answer than what I think some of you watching this might have anticipated, right? We also do Friday Made It Happen circles and stuff like that where we recognize each other. And so that's an element of culture, but it really does come down to, are we performing together as a team? What is culture? Culture is uniting A players around a purpose. So do that.